and often spends the night at his place. However, tonight is different. She's leaving for a supply run tomorrow and won't be able to visit for a while. Before she leaves, she asks Kanishi if he still has that spicy nightgown because she'd like to buy it from him. Curious, Kanishi jokingly asks if she's trying to seduce someone, and to his surprise, Primula admits that the person she's after is him. Kanishi is caught off guard and doesn't know how to respond. He doesn't feel it's appropriate to have that kind of relationship with Primula, especially since he's friends with Mallow, and he doubts Mallow would approve of Primula pursuing an older man like him. However, Primula assures him that she already has her father's blessing, so that won't be an issue. Even so, Kanishi feels overwhelmed with everything going on in his life and tells Primula he isn't ready for a relationship right now, asking if she would be willing to put the conversation on hold. Primula agrees, but makes one request: she wants to share the same bed with Kanishi at least once before she leaves, even if it's just to sleep beside him. The next morning, Kanishi gets an unexpected visit from a knight, who turns out to be the same man he sold a sword to previously. His name is Norspal, and he explains that he was sent to investigate reports of a strange old man living in the woods. However, since he already knows Kanishi, he assures him that he can report back that there's nothing suspicious going on here. Before departing, Norspal shares some intriguing news. There's a mage in the Empire who invented a remarkable condiment called mayonnaise and somehow managed to defeat a dragon with it. Kanishi immediately suspects that this mysterious mage must also be someone from Japan. With the sheer accomplishments of this individual, Kanishi can't help but feel a bit outclassed. But it's not as if he's going to cross paths with this guy anytime soon, so the next month passes without any problems. One afternoon, while Kanishi is sitting at his stall, he suddenly remembers that Primula's supply run caravan should be arriving back soon, so he decides to visit her later that day. However, at that very moment, a loud commotion erupts in the town square, prompting him to get up and check out what's going on. It turns out that a caravan was ambushed by bandits, and everyone on board was taken captive, including Primula. In the streets, Mallow is desperately pleading with adventurers to help rescue his daughter, but since the bandit responsible is none other than the notorious outlaw Shaga, no one is willing to take the risk of facing him. Given the situation, it will take several days before the Knight's Order can organize a proper rescue mission. Meanwhile, Primula is thrown into a cage by Shaga and his gang. She remains unharmed for now, but only because Shaga intends to sell her to some depraved nobles for extra profit, with no real chance of escaping on her own. Her situation looks dire. Mallow understands that it's only a matter of time before Primula meets a tragic fate, so in his desperation, he turns to Kanishi and begs him for help. Kanishi isn't suited for combat in any way, but because he deeply cares about Primula, he ultimately decides to take action. However, he doesn't have enough funds to carry out his plan, so he tells Mallow that he'll need some money to make the necessary preparations.